So Dupes here for Simple Combo. I want to do something a little bit different for this video. I want to check out one of the new board games that came out, Stone Age Anniversary. Now me and my friends, we get together probably 2-3 times a month or so, and we play all sorts of different board games. There's amazing games out there, but one of our favorites that we're always jumping into is worker placements, especially Stone Age. Now, what this video is just going to go over is what are the differences with Stone Age Anniversary, what are the new components, the new modules, are they worth going for? I'm also going to talk about would I recommend this for a new player, or would I recommend this for somebody who's already playing Stone Age, like myself and my friends. So we're going to get into it. Now this is the vanilla or the summer board. This comes in the original edition as well as on the flip side for the new anniversary edition. So it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. So let's take a look at the winter board now. We'll slide this over. So as you can see, you know, same setup, but oh God, the winter, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Like I say, if you're a big fan of this game, you just can't get enough of more content. There is one thing I want to point out, is this gold brick here. Now, what that indicates is when you buy any of the, God, what do they call these? I forget what they call these cards, but they're basically a big part of the game. Anytime you buy one, now you have an optional rule of, as well as spending a gold to earn more victory points. Now, I think gold sits around, I think it sits at the 6, a value of 6. So if you buy a card, spend whatever resources you need to, this is a way of cashing in gold throughout the game. Now, I honestly love this little touch because I find a lot of the time when playing this game, I quite often have kind of gold at the end that I'm trying to get rid of, and I haven't been able to invest it into certain huts. So this is an awesome way to be able to kind of build those VP with the higher end resources. So yeah, like I say, it is an optional rule. You don't have to play with that, but I think it's a really nice touch, and it's something I really enjoy. So this next piece, this is the hut. Here's the summer side. The resources to spend are the same, but on the flip side, and this is an anniversary tile, you do get the winter art as well as a little stone piece that you're going to see next to the VP point. Now, what that stone represents is that you're going to pay your usual cost, pay your brick, your stone, and your gold. You get your 15 points, but you're also now going to have the option of dropping an extra stone on this hut and gaining, I believe it's another 5 victory points. I believe the value for the stone is the 5. So I think it's an awesome way to be able to get rid of and cash in some of the higher end resources when you are getting late game. Because like I say, I find quite often that I'll have some stone and gold sitting around, and it's just not worth the victory points at the end of the game if you can cash it in like that. So next thing I wanted to show, which is kind of a minor thing, but it's a nice little touch, is the change in the food. Now for vanilla, you just get the regular round shaped food, which, I mean, works fine, it's okay. But for the anniversary edition, they actually do give you the shape of the food. So you got, see, the 2 for the fungus, a little bit of a mushroom, 10 being, I believe, the bear or the mammoth, so it's in the shape of a hide, as well as the berries, which is just something bushy. And then you can see the fish, the 5, which is actually in the shape of a fishy. So it's, again, just a nice little touch. Now, next I want to show is the anniversary pieces. So let me get this arranged here. Now, the big thing is that they come with a little individual drawings. I do have these are the vanilla meeples next to the anniversary edition meeples. Now, at first, let me grab the red. Where'd you go? There we go. So now at first I didn't think much of it, but honestly, man, I kind of fell in love with these little figures. The drawings are cute as hell. It's a nice little touch. Each color looks different, as you can see. And not only that, for each color, there's 2 different sexes for it, the boys and the girls drawn, and it's awesome. I think it's a nice little touch. Yeah, like I say, I wasn't too convinced right off the bat, but it just adds a lot of little character. I honestly love the red guys, the guys with the bow. So as you can see, that guy with the bow is one of the dudes there, but you also do get the female version as well for each color. So real nice touch. I like it a lot. Now, going over the modules, we're going to be looking at the first one, which is the igloo. So I'm just going to toss the regular hut to the side. The first module will come with these 4 igloos. Now, what you'll probably notice right away is that the igloos value or the purchase price for them are the same resource. So these igloos are actually out on the board the entire time. They don't go into the stacks of 7 where you normally have the huts put. So yeah, the huts on the side there, you always have stacks of 7, but you don't put the igloos incorporated in that. They actually stand out on their own. Usually we put them to the side of the board. We usually don't put them in the middle, but yeah, so somewhere kind of on the side there, just so everybody's aware. But one thing that you're going to notice is that the point value earned for the igloo exceeds what the value is of the gold. So gold being a value of 6, we go 6, 12, 18, we're actually getting 22 points. So you're actually getting more VP than what the resources are worth. So it makes the igloos actually pretty valuable. And I think it's a nice touch, especially with them being able to stay out that entire time. I find that me and my friends do get pretty competitive over it. So here, now we're going over the next module, which are the animal cards. Now these animals show up into the village and they cause issues. They inhibit your ability to produce points when you're rolling for resources. So these are basically shuffled up into the regular deck of cards there, and at every round as you're drawing out new cards, if one of these comes up, we're dealing with them. So they don't go into the 4 slots there. They actually you can put them in the middle of the board, put them to the side, wherever, but we're going to say this little piggy shows up. Now you can see that this piggy has 4 meeple spots, as well as some rewards on the bottom. You're also going to notice that there's a -2 next to him. Now that -2 represents that anybody that's rolling for resources is going to have a -2 on their resource collection. So that affects everybody. It can really put a cramp in your style when you're trying to get certain resources in. So it's something that you need to deal with. Now it's optional. You don't have to deal with them on that round, but there is a good benefit to it. So when it comes to your turn, you're able to actually put a meeple on the spot. You can only put 1. You can't fill it up. It's only 1 at a time. But when it's filled, so when there's 4 meeples on that spot, at the end of the round, you're actually going to be taking out the animal as if it was hunted. Now, what's really nice about this is that there's actually some really dope rewards to get. So it can be kind of competitive for people wanting to get in all those spots. So you'll see the top 3, the 1 to 3 isn't that great, whatever. But it's the top 4, 5, and 6 has awesome rewards: tools, agriculture, and you can also see there the meeples. So it's an awesome way to earn an extra villager without having to go to the hut where you're spending 2 meeples on a turn. The hunting the animal, real good benefits and rewards. I'm a big fan of that module, and I think they just add a lot to the game, and me and my friends can't go back without it. Alright, so I hope that was helpful. This video, I just really wanted to go over some of the new components for the Anniversary Edition, as well as compare them to what Vanilla has to offer. So, I guess it comes down to, would I recommend this? So I guess if I was talking to somebody who hasn't played Stone Age before, I think it comes down to price point. If you're looking to drop, MSRP, I believe, on Stone Age, and I'm talking Canadian prices, sit around the $85 range, getting closer to $90. So this is kind of turning into a $100 game. Now, if you are wanting to kind of keep to a price point that's more around the $60 to below $80 range, then Vanilla is definitely where it's at. I think the price point MSRP is $65 Canadian for this, but I could be wrong. I believe it's around there last time I checked. But so for a new player, I would always recommend Stone Age. It's one of the top worker placements out there, and I think it's a game that everybody can enjoy. So if you're a new player, if you got the money, go for it, man. It's worth it. The 2 new modules add a lot to the game, even though they are subtle, but it adds a lot to an already arguably masterpiece of a worker placement game, as well as the artwork. The aesthetics are beautiful. Now, for somebody who already owns a copy of Stone Age, I think the question is, how often are you playing? Is this a game that you're busting out, 2-3 times a month? I would definitely, with your friends, I would definitely recommend the Anniversary as well. Like, there is a price point to it, so it's almost like you're buying the same game twice. So that kind of makes it a tough call. But like I say, if it's a game that you find you and your friends are playing all the time, I think getting the added modules, the aesthetics, the fact of collecting, I think it's worth it. The modules add a lot. Now, I did go out and pick up the Mammoth module, which I'm honestly really surprised wasn't originally included in the Anniversary Edition. It ties into the whole winter theme, but you can order it off of eBay, I believe, through sources out of Germany, and it's a nice addition. So it's kind of nice to add to this. So would I recommend it for a new player? I think, again, price point. You want to spend closer to the $100, or do you want to keep it to the closer to the 60, 70? Can't go wrong either way. Now, for people who are already playing and already own Stone Age, again, it's all price point. The modules add a lot. The artwork is great. I think if you're playing it a lot, it's worth going for, because me and my friends have a ton of fun playing it. We really enjoy the new modules and just the little subtleties they added to the game that, like I say, is already a masterpiece in worker placement. So I hope the video was helpful, just to kind of go over a little bit of the differences. Like I say, the 2 new modules aren't a huge ripple in the game, but they add just enough to mix things up and just keep things on your toe, add that little bit of extra stress to the game. And it just, me and my friends love it. There's no way we can go back to playing vanilla Stone Age after having the modules in there, especially the Mammoth, which if you can get a hold of the Mammoth module through eBay, highly recommend it. So anyways, hope that was helpful. Check out the rest of my channel. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you like. Thanks a lot, guys.